Hello everyone, this is Vicious from Milan, Italy. This time I'm bringing you an economy video on how to make over 1 billion an hour playing Diablo 4. I hope you will appreciate this content, and said so, let's get through this. Everyone should understand that in Diablo 4 gold is the main resource and is needed for doing pretty much everything. So let's see how and why gold is important and how you can use it. So gold is needed for masterworking your item, because resetting the masterwork on an item if you want to get a yellow or red masterwork is 5 million plus the upgrade. You need gold to reroll stats affix on your equipment, and of course you need gold to buy items on the market, and also to buy services that might be Uber boss run or leveling up. Now, said so, how someone make gold in Diablo 4? Well, there are many ways you can farm gold and make gold in Diablo 4. I like to always say that a character has to work, so you have to put in, you have to take your character and make him work. So how do you make gold? You make gold by selling Uber runs, so your character will work killing Uber boss for other players. Selling item, so being a little bit like a merchant. Flipping items, it means that you look at the market during the day, look for meta equipment piece below floor price. So someone that is selling maybe an amulet that is worth 1 to 5 billion at 500 million, you will snipe it and buy it. You can make gold by doing Infernal Horde tier 8 runs only for items, so spamming the items chest, find good items to resell. Or you can make gold by selling the service of Infernal Horde T8 for people that need the material or are leveling up. Okay, so these are probably all the ways you can make gold in Diablo 4. Now let's start and see an example for regarding selling Uber runs to other players, how you can do it, what is the process, and all the information you need to know to put your character to work. So here we are in Kyobashad, we are picking up our material. To do the 30 run, I usually like to have the exact amount of material needed for the run, so in this case 450 living steel and 30 stygian. After we do this and we are ready, we list the service and we put the right information: Grigor, Uber boss, 3 slot, the price 1.35 billion, and we confirm our listing. After we confirm our listing, we will go and check the service listing page to see if our listing is currently online. As you can see, it's the first one noted. And now is where the magic begins. We wait, and we eventually get a message from a player that wants to do the run with us. We reveal our battle tag. Everything is automated and very nice, very smooth. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to create a full team, so you have to have patience, and sometimes you have to help player with joining the team because they get error. When you change server, you might get like an error, so the guy sends you his invite, you add him, and you wait once again. You tell him to join the team because he's in a different team. So we have our first customer, Drogo. I like to be well educated and welcome my guest for the run, so I'm pretty chatty and like to have interaction with the player I play with, to put them at ease and show them that I am fair player and I will not scam them, because some people scam other players. Of course you want to go to the Uber dungeon before all the clients are in team, so you can prepare a teleport that they can use to get access to the dungeon without having to move. We get our second customer, we send him our battle tag ID, and he also sends us his ID. We add him, his user, and he's a very good mage. We will also after check his equipment. So this part is a little bit tedious, and times you have to wait and released after the 5 minutes cooldown your listing, and you will keep doing that and spamming. Check the keep of this mage. He has some very nice piece. Has a very good beautiful Tal Rasha with 4 great graphics. So there are many ways you can kill time chatting with other player, discussing a keep, discussing drop rates, and so on. It's important for me to create a good environment when I'm playing with other people. I got an offer for while waiting an amulet that I have listed for 50 billion for 25 billion. Is a good offer, and we have our last customer. And I tell him to join, and the team is almost ready to go. So after the recruiting phase, everyone will teleport to the dungeon, and the part where they give you the gold, of course, is the first step of this process. Once again, I greet the player, so the first customer open the trade page. We wait for the money. He gives us the required amount to do the 30 runs, and I like to write in chat who paid and for how many runs as a receipt or assurance for the player, so that everyone can see that I'm not scamming, and I just want to do the run as fast as possible. So second player also put the 1.35 billion, and I once again write in chat that he paid, and then I always say the same message, the routine people. We sell after each run, and I also ask the player to be a little bit fast when selling. We go on our listing, we mark it as sold, so that we don't get interruption or we don't get any messages from other people, but I will receive it anyway, because I've listed more than one time. And also Drogo, the last of our team, is ready apparently to pay the 1.35. Now that everyone has paid, I always keep count of the number of the Uber runs, and I write 1, and the magic begins. So you pick up the item as fast as you can. Teleport back to Ket Bardu, to the main city. Go to the vendor, and I just check the great graphics item and amulets and everything else. As you can see, I shard, leave down an item that might be interesting to be sold, and start again the process. So this is the job, guys, and this is what you're supposed to do while selling the run. I write down number 2, summon the boss, call everyone attention with a hole, and we fight once again. And again, the process is the same. You pick up every item fastest as you can. I like to do a little bit of a challenge with other players to see who is the fastest one to go back to the city and shards everything to the vendor and then run back, and this way I can see, I mean, the very good player or like the one that just started Diablo. Now I speed up the process and we will see at the end of the run. At run number 3 I think I drop Visage. It's good to drop of course Uber because you get Resplendent Spark, so you can craft Uber on your own. Try to find Uber with greater affix. So once again, shards and go back to the teleport.
Can't salvage that.
That got most of it.
So all the run has been done. I thanks the player for joining me during this process, and at this point I just leave the team and remove the players from my Battle.net account, as you can see, to just keep like the people that I play with or that are from my clan. Otherwise my account will be spam, so I advise you to do the same. We teleport to Kyovashad and we are done. Now that we finished the run, we can go and check out the items we drop, and we can see how many shards we have after completing the runs. We have 154 shards of agony. They will be listed soon for 4.5 million apiece. Want to sell them fast, so I sell them cheap for an extra profit. So it's consumables, boss material, shard of agony. We want to sell 150 piece at 4.5 million. By selling the shards, we will have a total profit of 1.575 billion, so 1.5 billion overall. It's pretty good for 30 runs. It wasn't like, of course, it's not super fast. You will have to list and release the announcement for the run and find a good team. I rather do 20, 30 or 40, 50 runs all together rather than selling 10 at a time. But you can easily also sell 10 Uber boss run rotation, and then before the last one ask to the team if they are willing to buy 10 more. Usually this works very well and people will buy 20, 30 easily. Okay? Once again, we want to make sure that our listing is online, so we go and check it. Last listed 3 minutes ago. 150, we check the floor price. Our price is pretty competitive. For 4.5 is a good price overall, you can see. From 4 to 5 million. This guy is selling for 3.8. You can consider flipping this for a small profit. In case we will not sell the Shards of Agony fast enough, we might decide to lower the price a little bit, but I'm sure that they will go for 4.5 million. So we listed the Shard of Agony 8 minutes ago. Seems we have a customer, and we give him the battle tag. We will add him as usual. Waiting Kyovashad and do the trade for the last part of our flat profit. Then the rest is of course depends on the item that we will see after this sell. Once again, you will remove the guy from the friend list. If you want, you can tag him, flash, And we are done for the regarding the work today. We can go and check the item that we drop. Didn't find anything particularly good, unfortunately, but we will list it for some extra profit. We will see how it goes. So let's see. We got Shroud of Kanduras that actually are pretty hot on market because of a new build that did hit 147 with no physical damage and a decent affix on secondary. We have this one that is probably better, even if it doesn't have any greater affix. And we will try to sell also this one with double greater affix and 3.6. This is a nice piece, it should sell well. We have a crossbow that unfortunately is not played a lot with dexterity max life. We have another crossbow, dexterity max life. Would have been these bows, we could have made a lot of money. A standard dagger with a high roll on max life. You can sell this for 50, 100 million. If you want to sell also, do small sell. A ring that has critical strike chance and attack speed with greater affix. Maybe a mage will consider it to buy for a small price. A damage over time and high roll on dexterity, maximum life for rogue. An amulet with unstable elixir and critical strike chance. And an amulet with exploit and movement speed. This is the best that I could have found. Now I will list the item and see if we sell anything. Now that we have listed our item, it's just a matter of time before someone will write us. You can play and do your things in Diablo. An alert will sound. The alert sound will notice you when someone will make an offer. So this process takes more time, and you have to be patient. Of course, the better is the item, the fastest you will receive offer, especially for items that are in meta. So let's say everything, all rings that have greater affix on critical strike chance and have a good critical strike damage will sell very fast for good money because of all the mage builds. And also Fist with the critical strike chance and attack speed with greater affix will sell very well once again for mage, chain lightning build, or also other mage build use the same kind of item. Regarding rogues, the market is mostly based on amulets, dagger, bows, and maybe some rings. But considering the fact that rogue do not use legendary headpiece or chest and always use the mythic ring, let's say that the market for rogue is pretty thin at the moment, but you can easily make money playing there. There is also discussion that can be made for materials, so running Uber Boss, as I said before, is very good for materials. I will show you like how I manage my materials for my character during season. I tend to keep like 20 to 30,000 iron chunk and rawhide at any moments for masterwork reason. Netarion, Ingolith and Obdusit, I try to keep it around from 5 to 7,000 always. Once again, usually 7 to 8,000 Netarion, Ingolith and Obdusit will be enough to have red masterwork on item. Depends on how frequent is the affix. So for some item, let's say that having red lucky hit chance or Ring of Scarlet Skies is pretty easy, because lucky hit chance is one of the main attributes that will roll from for the masterwork. Instead, getting a red Dark Shroud damage per Dark Shroud masterwork on ring and dagger will be very difficult and can cost over 3 to 4 billion and 10 to 15 or even 20,000 Netarion total, and probably 10 to 15,000 iron chunk. Okay, so keep this in mind and remember that some item, some statistic on item are easier to masterwork than other, and you can easily see that when you are rerolling item at the occultist. Okay. Regarding amulets, let's say that also alchemical advantage wasn't super easy to get it, but not impossible. I still think that the hardest affix to masterwork, to have a red masterwork, are regarding rogue are damage per dark shroud. I think regarding this topic is enough. Now, while we're waiting to sell the item, let's go through my chest and see what I have collected and what I keep. So this is the first tab with my Stygian stone and materials. I still have some shards to sell. Remember that you can do rotation on bosses to find the items, so if you do Varshan you will drop a Mucus Leak Egg, or if you do Zero with Exquisite Blood you will get Sun Scorched Shackles and so on. So a good rotation is advised if you want to sell Uber boss run. On the first tab I have all the equipment, so this is what I was using before buying or getting the equip that I have now. Yellow is good, so do not struggle to get red on every piece as I do. This is what I was using before. This is good ring with the perfect 121% on damage per dark shroud. My second amulet with exploit frigid finesse and stable elixir, and this amulet that I have a low roll on temper. On the second page we have a sword and dagger for sale. I will show you like some of the items so that you get an idea of what I'm keeping. This I can keep it for myself. We have like some particular item that might be come rise in price because of a new build. We have like double greater affix gauntlet. We have lucky chance greater affix with perfect critical strike, and twisting blade rogue, dexterity maximum life. This item usually sell very fast. Pants for rogue, force for arrow, puncture, and blade shift. Let's go and see the dagger. Dexterity vulnerable, dexterity with a good roll on maximum life, dexterity damage, dexterity damage over time, and dexterity damage over time. This is a good item. Why? Because people have tendency to consider more and buy, of course, perfect items. So this item has 90 dexterity out of 90 and 90% damage over time, greater affix, and you will just have to roll perfect maximum life to have a perfect item with only one greater affix. So remember to consider item with perfect roll on stats. What else do we have? We have the sword that are not in meta right now. I keep some of them just in case. Tab with unique item with single, double, or triple greater affix. Then we have a tab with amulet and ring. The market of for jewels is the most important. You should study it carefully, studying all the builds that are in meta to understand which piece you should keep and which to shards, because a lot of people for sure shard items that are very useful for other builds from different class, and they just don't know it. So we have some dexterity ring, we have a critical strike perfect dexterity, critical strike perfect damage, critical strike perfect lucky chance, and critical strike dexterity. We receive a message now. Probably someone wants to buy an item. Let's go and check it out. This choker for 15 million. I will not sell it because it's just a waste of time for 15 million to sell this item. I rather shard it. And we go on with this, with looking at the item. Frigid finesse amulet. Unstable elixir amulet with some kind of interesting second affix. These are all 1 out of 3. Alchemical advantage amulet. And then we have exploit impetus, exploit crit lucky hit, deadly venom precision, deadly venom perfect lucky hit, And then we have Malice, Lucky Hit, Chance, Great Graphics, and Malice. Great Graphics. And here is the tab with the weapon. I have a good weapon to sell, this bow, with the double good Great Graphics. And these are my mythic that I kept during this season. So this is the under visage that I used before getting the one with the Great Graphics. On all stats. This has maximum poison resistance that is dead. An Harlequin crest with Great Graphics on armor, semi-dead. Very nice Tyrell Might with maximum resistance to elements for second character. Very nice Doombringer with Great Graphics on all stats. And a Melted Heart of Selig with Great Graphics on movement speed. And my Ring of Starless Skies with the double Great Graphic and Lucky Hit Chance Red Masterwork. I can use this item and this item eventually on a druid or another class. And here we have a masterpiece, this amulet with Great Graphics on dexterity and +2 alchemical advantage. You can roll frigid finesse instead of movement speed. I snapped this item on the market. Paid 600 million for it. When I say sniping, I mean I made an offer as soon as the amulet was listed, and I can gladly say that I can make a huge profit from this amulet. Probably I will keep it, as during the run I received an offer for the amulet for 25 billion. And I've listed it for 50 billion. So this is a big item that you can consider like to sell it, to buy a different amulet, or you can keep the money if you want to flip item. So also timing on market and knowledge is key to make money. So we receive an offer for an item. Let's see what it is. A ring for 200 million. We'll sell it gladly. Attack speed and critical strike chance, probably a mage. Let's see if the guy had us. So you will simply go and pick up the ring while you are making some order in your stash. And see if the guy adds you. I'm waiting in Kyovashad. After you sell an item, you will click here and you will put mark as sold, so that people will stop sending you message buy the item. You can also put how much money you sold it. The guy invite me, we'll add him. And we go to him. We give him the ring. Once again. 200 million. Lock the offer. And accept the trade.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Once again we remove. And the guy already removed himself. And we are good to go. And we made the 200 million more thanks to the 30 run that we sold. So this is the process, guys. And this is how you put to work your main character. So you farm the Stygian. You can buy the Stygian for 10 to 12 million a piece. You can also farm them in Infernal Lords T8. You need a character that can actually farm Uber Boss with the 3 dead players that are not fighting it. Then you buy the market on you buy the mats for doing the Uber run on the market. You list the service. You profit from the payment, from the material and items. And then eventually at times, as happened to me, while you're doing the runs, you farm mythic, so you get sparks, and with the resplendent spark you can craft mythic yourself to try to find it with the great graphics. And this is how I got my Ring of Starless Sky or my Darrell Visage. And If you're lucky, you can also drop some great legendary item that will sell for billions. So this is one of the way, and probably the best way, if you are willing to put in the effort to farm gold in Diablo 4. There is another way to target farm items, not only with the Uber boss run that have like their design dropsheet for particular item or unique item that are dropping, like let's say if you do the beast, you will look for Fist of Fate. Another way that I like is target farming item via obelisk. I call him the obelisk, but it's the purveyor of curiosities. So you will go to Cherrigar and do pit run. Pit run 100, level 110 will give you 270 obols, and a nightmare 120 will give you 290 obols. Okay. To get a full inventory of amulet, because I farm amulet for rogue, you will need 1900 obols. Okay. And let's do some math. Consider so you need 6.8 pit at level 120 to have a full to get a full inventory of amulets, or you need 7.3 110 pit at 270 obols a run to get once again a full inventory of amulets. I can clear average a pit 120 in less than 2 minutes 30 seconds. You can do the math. This is good for target farming, let's say gloves that sell very well on the market. You can get it also with great graphics, and it's very good to target farm amulets. Okay, because Uber bosses and chests from Infernal Hordes usually don't drop a lot of amulets, as you know. So there is also this other way, and this is how I farmed and made money in the previous season, season 4, with my necromancer, by paying the service to Barbarian to clear the pit very fast, get the obols, and spam amulet until I got one for 60 billion gold that I sold easily. So this is the last way, let's say last strategic way for economy and gold, or like target farming item, that I can advise you while watching this video. The last chapter of this video regards market structure meta. So if you want to be a good merchant and be able to make gold using diablo.trade, you should remember that it's important to spend time to study the market, spend some time studying the best builds on Maxroll or whichever site you prefer, to understand what are the pieces that are build defining, that have the best chance to be sold for good price. And you will also want to look at service listing and see the meta to see how the price are changing for Uber boss runs. So this guy is selling Grigor for 450 million, same price I was selling before, Europe to slot. And depending on bosses, the price will vary. Duriel usually is more expensive. Grigor is probably the cheapest one. Beast in the Eye is also expensive. And Zir 30 run is 2.8 billion. Okay, also Zir very expensive. When you go and look at the item listing for material, see the Stygian, Distilled Fear. So let's say Distilled Fear 10 million a piece. To do one run is 27 piece. So it will be 270 million for one run, and we can do the math. is 270 million. 10 times. So it's 2.7 billion only for the distilled fear. And people are selling it at 800. So with a net loss if you're paying 10 million a piece distilled fear, okay? Let's go and check more price, just for curiosity. Grigor 600. Grigor 600. Okay, Zier then run 1.3 billion. Of course, the price listing for Uber Boss Run depends a lot on the price for materials, so you also have to study this. Mucus Leak Egg, super expensive. Living still very high in price right now, 7 to 8 million a piece. Stygian you can find it around 12 to 10 million. So you can farm it or you can buy it yourself. Then you have the listing of item, and you can also use filter. It's very important. So I keep an eye on Frigid Finesse amulet to see if there is something interesting with a good price. Not 200 million for this. Not very bad at all. Actually, let's give a look. So of course we want double passive. This is a Deadly Venom, one Frigid Finesse. Very few. You see, Frigid Finesse, Greater Affix, Spute, one Stable Elixir, 150 million. Pretty expensive. I know. And also the good amulet sell like super fast. They stay on the market for a brief second, so you have to be keeping an eye on it. That's how I got that amulet that I showed you before. Let's see something more. You also want dexterity, like this amulet, like Greater Affix, Alchemical Advantage plus let's say 7 dexterity would have been nice, but these stats are dead. If you know what you're doing and you understand the build, you don't need lucky hit chance on amulet, and you don't need attack speed on amulet. Let's see, just giving a look, and this is not too bad, even if impetus is dead. Maybe you can squeeze something out of it for 100 million. But single alchemical advantage to price are pretty cheap. Cooldown reduction 3 billion. Lucky chance. So let's say that amulets with lucky chance and alchemical advantage, there is some interest in the market for this amulet. Okay, something to consider. Then we have alchemical advantage with dexterity, 169 billion. Very expensive. Alchemical advantage, dexterity. This is my amulet for 50 million. Nothing more. We see Frigid Finesse, dexterity, 50 million. Okay, 50 billion. Sorry. We look. Nothing new on the market. Fine. Then I look at the Umbra Crux. Maybe I want to buy a new one. If there is something good, maybe with 8 seconds, with a reasonable price. Like this is nice. 25 billion. It's a lot. Exact price. I probably will not give it to him, but mine is 6.5. This 1 second more for 25 billion. I don't know if it's worth it. But the market also for the Umbra Crux with the great traffics on dexterity is very hot, brother. Very hot. So if you want to target farm the Umbra Crux, you should do tie rate, Infernal Hordes, and spam items, because the chest drop the new legendary. But you want an Umbra Crux that has like 6 seconds or more. Remember this. So all this is trash. Trash. Guys dreaming. All these people are dreaming. Okay. Then I have some tab with list equipment. My listing. List equipment once again. We can close this. List service. Okay. And chat. This is my setup on second monitor. Okay, then I will clear the message for the day and start again fresh. So I can show you like one last thing. You can go under marketplace item, okay, and I will show you like what is very hot right now. So you have like this listing overall, okay, and I would like to go here on filter, add group, and put critical strike chance. Okay, I like to put let's say critical strike damage, and we will see some item. We'll put rarities only legendary. We have ring, you can see 20 billion. Some major ring, 20 billion, super expensive. Was 5 billion 10 days ago. Also gloves, very expensive. And also with only one greater affix is 3 billion. This is perfect. This is very nice item. 3 million fair price. 946 fair price. Let's see. So as you can see, using the filter you have to study a little bit. You see that the items are pretty expensive, but you also see that if you drop a good item you can make a lot of money. So even if you're watching the video and you're impressed with the fact that I have 34 billion, honestly 34 billion is good amount, but it's not like that crazy amount of gold. What I can add as last, try to have at least 5 billion in my account, and if I drop at 5 billion usually I tend to work with my character. And let's say that my advice is to keep your balance between 12 to 15 billion, so that you will be able to do whatever you want at any time. You can buy mats for Uber Van Ross, for Uber Boss Run. You can you have enough money to reroll an item infinite times. You have enough money to temper an item infinite time, and you will just have to keep an eye on the material. Okay, so I think this is everything for this video. I hope you will appreciate it. I invite you to leave a comment, and if you have any question, feel free to write it and I will gladly answer it. So thank you once again for choosing this video, and I see you next time.